Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader and your guide to a clearer perspective. I've got a message for Cancer today. This is a message that I've asked for through the cards. I've asked my guides to send a message through the cards that's going to be deeply meaningful and helpful for you this week as you navigate your journey. I've also asked for an advice card. I got the suggestion last week from a viewer, so we're going to do that at the end of the reading. So let's get started. We've got the Chernunos card for you first. This is the energy sent by the universe. Now, there's a couple different feelings coming off of this card. This card is saying, first of all, that things may be happening behind the scenes that you're not sure of or that you're not aware of. So it's kind of that whole things are not what they seem. So conclusions you're drawing or the way you're feeling about something, there may be a piece missing. I also feel a little bit with this card that it represents a choice that wasn't maybe the best choice. You went down a path or you went backwards on a path that maybe you knew better or you shouldn't have gone on. And there's just some trickiness, some complications because of that decision to go there. I want to make it clear that I'm not saying it was wrong to go there. I'm just saying you're feeling the effects of that choice. We've got the Ten of Wands. Again, kind of talking about what that choice, how you're feeling with that choice, the Ten of Wands. So you're feeling overburdened. You're feeling like all the consequences fell on you. Or you may be feeling overwhelmed by just everything right now, just feeling like bent over and like you can't keep moving because of what's been piled on your plate. There's a lot of overwhelm with these two cards, despite the fact that there's a lot of green on them. I usually like to see the green as connected to the heart chakra, but this is really tough energy to deal with. Whatever you're dealing with, Cancer, it's just really tricky and it's really tough. So I want to stay on this Ten of Wands card a little bit because these things that you're carrying around, it's almost like you're taking a little bit of too much responsibility. So whatever this choice was here that maybe wasn't the best choice, all of it was the situation or whatever unfolded. It was not completely your fault, but you're taking responsibility beyond where your own responsibility stopped. And that's part of the reason why you're feeling overburdened. So let's keep looking at these cards. I wish I could say it gets better, but it's such it's a heavy energy for you this week, Cancer. So I hope we can get some good clarity as we keep going. We've got Three of Swords going to the Princess of Cups, ending in the Nine of Wands. So this Three of Swords, actually it's speaking to me a little bit more about advice. They're really wanting you to protect yourself a lot more emotionally this week. This page of Princess of Cups in the middle, she's a little bit taken over. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bit. This princess is a good, peaceful energy, but at the same time there's a tumultuousness to her on the inside because she feels her emotions so strongly and they're moving and changing and always kind of pulling her different ways. She's not the most stable of cards, and so this emotional waywardness, is that the right way to describe it? It's almost like it's untethered, like you're just in the ocean going up and down and you have no kind of ground or anything to latch onto that keeps you stable for a little bit. She's sweeping you away, and they're wanting you, strangely, to kind of harden your heart a little bit, which sounds very strange to say. Usually my message to people is the opposite: open your heart and be warmer. But this is actually kind of almost closing it off. And let me see if they can give me a little bit more clarity about what that means, because I'm really uncomfortable giving you that message. But it has to do with, in order to see what is truly yours and what is not, so that you're not carrying more than you need to, you have to establish what is it exactly that you're responsible for. It's kind of like boundaries, right? That you have to say, okay, well, hang on a second. Your emotional reaction isn't my problem. What you're feeling isn't my fault. What you're doing, or how you're perceiving this, or how you're emotionally reacting to the situation, has nothing to do with me. So it's taking back control of what is actually yours, which is your own feelings and reactions. Your own feelings and reactions are the things that you can control. Your action may cause a reaction in someone else, but that doesn't mean it's your fault, because their emotion is caused by their whole biological, chemical, psychological system. So to give you a silly example, if I park very close behind someone and they get upset about that, that actually has nothing to do with me, because I could do the same thing to someone else and that person wouldn't react at all. They'd probably just be like, oh, I have to be careful backing up. So you see how you can do the same thing and get two completely different reactions. So that means that the one thing was constant, and then there's a subjective response. So the way other people are feeling has nothing to do with you, is not your fault, is not your responsibility. And we come to this other card, the Nine of Wands, saying hold your ground. You may feel opposition. You may feel like you're swimming against the tide. You may feel like nobody's on your side, but stand your ground. I love this card. I love his facial expression. I love the fact that he's wounded on his right arm, so he can't actually fight, because I'm assuming he's wounded on his left arm. So, his emotional side is wounded, but he's still there. You get this feeling like his whole village is burnt down, but he's still there saying like, I'm not moving. I'm not giving up my ground. I am staying firm. And that's almost what you have to do to yourself, as well as the other people around you. You have to say to yourself, no, this is my feeling. I'm taking ownership of it. It's all up to me. This is why I'm feeling the way I am. The way they're feeling is the way they're feeling, and that's all okay. It's not going to be a pretty flowy kind of nice week. I would love to give you that message, but I would be lying to you if that was the case, because I'm just not getting that feeling here. I'm getting the feeling that there is opposition, but part of this opposition is to help you strengthen your sense of who you are, which emotions are yours, and what is yours. What is yours to pick up? Do you really need to pick up all 10 of these wands here, or could you have been okay with just one? So, this is a tough week, Cancer. I totally get it. So let's look at your advice card. We've got Orion, the Four of Pentacles. So again, we're talking about boundaries, and we're talking about taking care of yourself. Orion is a hunter, and he's also, I am terrible at constellations in the sky, but his belt is kind of the only thing I can pick up. So for me, this means like personal navigation. So it's drawing boundaries around yourself so that you have your personal navigation system intact. If it's completely being swayed by opinions or feelings of everyone else, you can't tell what's true for you. And you can't go after what you truly desire. Like I said, he's a hunter. So he's something that goes after things, that gets what he wants so that they sustain him. And this is trying to protect you and help you be able to accomplish what you have to without getting swept away and completely manhandled by things that aren't yours. Okay, Cancer. So, my best positive vibes to you this week. I understand this is a really hard week and a really tough week to get through, but you've got all the answers and you've got all of the strength inside you that you need to have. So, if you are interested, I do invite you to check out trueguidancetarot.com. I love doing one-on-one readings, which are offered on there. I just feel like a different light shines through than what comes through in these group readings. So I'd love to share that experience with you if you're open or looking for it. Either way, I will see you next time on True Guidance Tarot. Have an awesome week.